Minerva, why'd you go with?
Clark Lewis.
What'd you place and what'd you play?
I got second at the Tables and Towers Magnificent Mavens case tournament, and I was playing Flu.
Alright, what'd you play?
Flu.
Yes, what's in it?
3 Robin, there's nothing crazy in here. 3 Robin, 3 Eagle, 2 Impen, 1 Stree, 1 Ostrich. This is really standard.
Stree is the same card.
And then I played 1 Mega Raiza, 1 Apex Avian, and 2 Barrier Statue. I think this card sucks, to be honest with you. When you play versus a Shizu tier, the really important card is Raiza. And just in general, the important card is Raiza, because Raiza can rescue your cards that go to the graveyard. And this card, like if it gets Celiac, it just doesn't do anything, and you can never get it back. So in the future, I'll probably side this card and play 2 Mega Raiza. Because this card is relevant post-board when they bring in like board breakers and things. Or like scary cards, so yep. I played 1 DD Crow. It's searchable off Rabina. It was nice. It came up a few times actually. Obviously 3 Shifter. This card basically reads, if you draw it, you win the game. So play it. That was it for the monsters. I played, like I said, nothing standard. 3 Duality, 3 Prosperity, 3 Map, 3 Advent, 1 Unexplored Winds. These are all mandatory. I think you have to play them in that ratio. I played 3 copies of Dark Ruler and 3 copies of Evenly Matched as my going second cards. These are pretty good. Dark Ruler isn't crazy versus like tier, to be honest with you. This card is kind of crazy if you can bait their crime, or if they don't end on crime for whatever reason in game 1 and you just evenly them, you win. This just doesn't really do much because like their board doesn't really do anything to you. So this is good for like Rogue, but I actually excited this card out a fair amount. But this card was really insane. And then the last cards, the 1-ofs, I played 1 Fissure. This is just an extra copy of Shifter going first. And going second, it's still fine. Terraforming and Dreaming Town. Those don't really need any explanation. The extra deck, this wasn't really that relevant. I played, the cards that you send off of Ultimate Slayer. These were pretty good. I sent this a fair amount, and I drew actually the Live Twin Big Girl in the side, like the level 8. I drew it every single time. I sided it in. I sided it in I think 4 times. I drew it 4 times, and I only saw Ultimate Slayer once. So like, whatever. And then the rest of the extra deck, I never use these. The only thing that ever, you can kind of play whatever links you want, I suppose, but this is mandatory, and I think this is mandatory because if they summon Baguska underneath one of the extra monster zones, you can absorb it with the Relinquished Anima, which is really good because you need to out that card. And then this card is for the Towers cards that didn't get summoned against me, but it was nice that I had this in case I needed it. And then finally, the Zeus cards. I think I made Zeus once, and I was glad I had it. For the side, my side kind of sucked. I built it. Well, I guess I'll just show you. So these, I played 3 Dogwood. I didn't know that we would be playing with 45-minute rounds, and I played at a pretty good pace all day, or I won pretty quickly. So I literally never had an opportunity to even side this card, even if I wanted to. I either won fast or lost fast. And when I played versus Shizu tier, I won game 1s or something like this, and then game 2s would just grind forever, and I won those. So I really just never sided this card in. The Ultimate Slayer and the Live Twin Big Girl. This card's great. If you draw this, it really sucks, but this is still great. I like this card more than Dark Ruler versus tier because you can shuffle back cards like Kaleido, which is really important because you don't want it to go to graveyard, and you just get rid of it as well. And it's kind of hard for them to make it again, I guess. I don't know. This card was really good for me. And then I sided 2 copies of Cosmic, 3 Featherstorm, 3 Rivalry. These 5 were the best cards for me. I sided these in frequently, and they were good almost all the time. I sided Rivalry because There were some rogue decks that don't lose to shifter, like the pendulum deck. Doesn't really lose a shifter and can kill you. And this card kind of, it makes it a little bit more difficult for them at times. A lot of their stuff is spellcaster, but you can kind of catch them with this. And versus other rogue matchups that are scary. Also versus tier. But again, I didn't go first, so I actually never sided this in versus tier going first. So yeah, that was the deck.
Any shout-outs?
To Austin, Lyric, and Isaiah for riding with me. For Tables and Towers for hosting a tournament. If you're on the East Coast and you can go to one of their case tournaments, you should go. And I guess Aaron Roy as well for talking to me about Flu a lot and working with me on the bird deck. Yeah, I guess that's it.